Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back with another review for Avengers Infinity War. This time it's a spoiler review. So if you have not seen Avengers Infinity War yet, what are you doing? What are you doing watching this? What are you doing? Turn it off. Go see Avengers Infinity War. Come back, then watch it. We're going to be talking about heavy spoilers right now. So you've been warned. So I'm assuming everybody who's seen the movie is listening now. So let's just do this. As I said in my non-spoilers review, I really enjoyed this film. And thinking about it, going into this film has such high expectations, and they really found a great balance of characters and story and a way to pull this off. One of the best things about this movie, like I said before, is the pairings of the characters. Having Thor meet the Guardians is great. Having Thor call Rocket Rabbit is just gold. Like, who thought of that? So let's get into the actual film. Starting out with the first minutes of this film where Thanos freaking beats the living daylights out of the Incredible Hulk. This was definitely needed to show the might of Thanos. You needed to start the movie off with that. That Hulk didn't even know was, and Loki, funny enough, Loki thinks that Hulk is so strong because he beat him. So for Loki to say, we have a Hulk, and then to see Thanos just take Hulk down with ease, as Maul says, let him have his fun. It's like, what? And then right after that, brutally killing Loki and Heimdall. Thor has a huge role in this film, and he's played very well by Chris Hemsworth, and we finally see this broken Thor. And he tries to smile through it. That scene with Rocket, when Rocket is trying to comfort him, and we see Thor's like, I lost everything, and he still tries to smile through it. That scene was so awesome. The way we have so many good pairings in this film. We have Cap and half the Avengers. We have Iron Man and half the Avengers and half the Guardians. We have Thor and Rocket and Groot. And they all interacted so well with each other and in the team. That's one of the best parts of this movie. The Iron Man Doctor Strange banter is hilarious. Moving on to the comedy in this film was pretty funny. From I am Groot, I am Steve Rogers, to Star-Lord, whom do you serve? Am I supposed to say Jesus? Even in the final battle in Wakanda, when Scarlet Witch joins the battle and takes out that giant thing, and Okoye is like, why was she in the back? The characters stay true to who they are, and their interactions is what pays off in moments like this, because their characters are so defined. You're like, yeah, that's exactly what Okoye would say. That's exactly how Thor would call Rocket Sweet Rabbit. One of my favorite action set pieces of this film, or just action moments of this film, has to be the battle on Titan with Thanos, and he's fighting Iron Man, Drax, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Mantis, Star-Lord, and then Nebula joins in later. It's just an amazing battle sequence. And when Iron Man got stabbed by Thanos, my entire theater gasped. Everyone was just like, what? Another great action set piece is when Thor arrives in Wakanda with Stormbreaker and Rocket and Groot by his side. That was amazing. And you hear the Alex Silvestri Avengers theme play. It's just epic. It's nerdy, but it's amazing. This film has so many epic moments, and I could really go on forever and ever, but let's talk about one of the most essential main things about this film, and it's Thanos. Thanos is amazingly portrayed by Josh Brolin, and he brings so much emotion to this character, as well as physical strength and dominance. He really shows how he wields his power, and he's undeniably one of the most determined and goal-oriented villains in the Marvel Universe and in most superhero villain history. He makes a great example of his goal and his population reduction of his home world and what happened to it, essentially, and how he wants to save these other worlds from that fate by wiping out half of the universe. Having him and Gamora have this twisted father-daughter relationship, which ends with Thanos killing Gamora, in his mind, for a noble cause, to get the Soul Stone, is really a deep and sad concept. He is by far one of the most ambitious villains, probably next to Killmonger from Black Panther. Of course, I wanted more Cap. I wanted more Black Panther. I wanted more of, other characters. But in a movie like this, there's just so many characters, so many things to do, which leads me to one of my negatives of this film, is that there's too many at times. Too many characters. They balanced it very well. But there are times where we're with Thanos, then we're with Thor, then we're with Gamora, then we're with the other Guardians, then we're with him, and we're going back and forth, and sometimes it's like, let's just stay in one spot for more than 5 minutes. Even though they did a great job of balancing it, sometimes it does feel a little overwhelming, and it does feel like we're doing too much. Let's just take a little bit at a time. Okay, so let's finally talk about the deaths. Oh my God. Half the heroes died. When Bucky died, I was like, oh, Bucky. But then when Black Panther died, I died. Especially when you thought the camera had it so you thought that it was going to be Okoye, and then it turns around and he disappears. It's just like, you can't do that. You can't do that to Black Panther. Not you just saw what happened in February. You can't do that. Spider-Man's death was another one that was pretty hard for people to watch, and it's due to Tom Holland's portrayal as essentially this kid that's afraid and scared to die and doesn't want to. Thanos essentially won. Now, many people don't like this ending or feel like it's incomplete or feel like they were cheated or doesn't like the way it ended. And I completely understand and agree partially with those people. While I am shocked and a little bit unfulfilled in a way, you have to understand, and I came to understand, that that's the way that this film went, and it's not really incomplete. This film has an ending. Unlike movies that have these types of endings where it's like, to be continued, The Matrix Reloaded and Mockingjay Part 1, Hunger Games, I believe, those endings, horrible endings, they have a legit 100% to be continued ... ending. This film doesn't do that. This movie has an ending. Thanos won. That's the ending. Thanos wins. And when you think about it, the bad guy wins. We don't see that often. And when you think about it, this movie is told from Thanos' point of view in a way. He's has a goal, and he's setting out to do it and taking down the Avengers, his bad guys, and he won. He overcame his bad guys. He got everything he needed to save his world, in his mind, save the world, save the universe, and he did it. And in the end, he sits with his sunset, and he watches his victory. So when you think about it, this movie isn't really cheating you at the end, but I can see how you feel that way. And some of it is, it's like, oh man, like really, they really did that to us. But at the same time, this is Thanos' story. And this is the way his story ended. They lost. Simple as that. But the one silver lining we do have is Doctor Strange. As when Doctor Strange tells Stark and the rest of them that he looked up 50 billion possibilities, and they only win one. I believe Strange knows this outcome of the winning possibility, which is why he gives the time stone up, which is why he saves and trades it for Stark's life, because he believes this is the way to make that one possibility happen. He even tells this to Stark as his last words, is that we are in the end game now. It had to be this way. Oh, and another thing is that I do believe that everyone before the snap to wipe out half the universe is dead. Gamora is dead, Loki is dead, Heimdall is dead, and Vision is also dead, I believe. Possibly. But everyone after that, after the snap, I believe, is coming back. Black Panther, they have Black Panther 2 probably in development right now. Spider-Man Homecoming is in development. I feel like they're coming back. But everyone pre-snap, I feel like, is dead and gone. So now all that's left is the original OG Avengers, ironically, left, and a couple of new ones left. They got Rocket. I forgot who else survived. Okoye survived. But now we're moving into Avengers 4, and the final phase of this phase 4 or 3 of the Marvel Universe before everything switches up. Oh, and the post-credit. I loved seeing Sam Jackson, and I forgot the actress that plays Maria Hill, because they're both amazing. And to see that was a great little tease, especially if you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, I guess it kind of seems like, well, what is this? Nice little nod, Marvel. But if you don't know Captain Marvel, that's what they were teasing, as Nick Fury sends the message in beeper form to Captain Marvel as he disintegrates and dies. So that's it for this spoilers review. Let me know what you guys think about this, because I'm ready to talk about this forever. I really enjoyed this movie. It had a couple of problems. It still might not be my favorite. It might not be in my top 3 Marvel films, but it's definitely in my top 5 probably. And the more I think about it, the more I like it. Well, that's it for this movie review. Make sure you look out for more of these reviews in the future. And until next time, peace.